Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Gaura Nitai ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai.
Hi Krishna. Welcome, my name is Krishna Dulal Das, and I'd like to welcome you to the residence of our beloved Sri Sri Gaura Nitai ki Jai. Maybe I'll start off by asking, is there anybody here for the first time? Welcome, Krishna, welcome, first time. Do you mind my asking, you're the first time here too? Welcome, wonderful. Do you mind my asking, how did you figure out that we have a little gathering here today? Who told you? The internet, yeah! Let's give it a round of applause for the internet. Where would we be without it? And madam in the back?
I've got with me Daisy.
Daisy.
She wanted to come to see what it was all about, but she doesn't speak English at all.
Parlez pas anglais. Français. Pas français, okay. Bonjour. That's my effort. I could do better than that, but we'll next time try a little bit better. So I'd like to also welcome our guests online. We have some guests that are coming. Let's see if I can quickly go over and I forget sometimes because my memory is not that great. But Hare Krishna, welcome to Mother Anandamayi, to Mother Leela Mohini, to Pat, to Sharad Prabhu and Mother Sonia. Hare Krishna, welcome. Mother Sheila. And welcome iPhone. Hare Krishna. So in case of some of you who are new, coming here for the first time, does this look new? Have you been to a temple before? Is this like a first experience? Right?
It reminds me of a Buddhist temple.
Okay, similar. Okay, Mataji in the back has maybe been. It's similar to a Buddhist temple. Okay. So what we do here, as you enter, you saw that we were chanting different names, Sanskrit names, and the most popular mantra that you probably heard repeated was the Hare Krishna mantra. We're also known as the Hare Krishnas, and we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes. So Krishna came down himself in the form of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, so also known as Lord Krishna on this side here, my right side, and Lord Balaram on the left, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. And Krishna comes down every so often, every once in a while. He has different hats or costumes that he jumps into and plays different roles with relationships with the living entities. And this is very much a universal tradition. It's a non-sectarian, and just as some address God as Allah, as Jehovah, as Krishna, as Vamanadev, as Nrsimhadev, we have a half-man, half-lion form. There's this form on the altar that we have, which is Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. And Lord Chaitanya came to deliver a special form of the Lord to us, to make a special introduction. In this age, as you could see in previous ages, Krishna came down as a charioteer of Arjuna. In the Bhagavad Gita, we see that they were on the battlefield, and he was giving instructions to his student, his friend, his cousin. And in this age, he has also appeared, believe it or not. He's here, he's hanging out here. And Lord Chaitanya said that he's here in the form of his holy name. So this is this mantra, we actually get to have a direct communion, direct connection with the Lord through the chanting of the holy name. And all of our activities that we do in the temple, outside of the temple, when we do our practice, is to help us remember this connection with the holy name, this connection with the Supreme Lord. And with the more intent that we do this with, the more intention, the more desire, the more attention, the more of a result or a satisfaction we can get. And we can see many teachers, acharyas, and people in our lineage who have taken up to this process, and you can see the proof is in the pudding. So we simply invite you to come and participate in the experience with us. And there is also a wealth of knowledge that is being here offered in Srila Prabhupada's books that have been passed on from his teacher and his teacher, so on and so forth, coming directly from Krishna. So please bathe in the nectar, and if you have any questions, reflections, some thoughts after that you would like to share, we ask you to share them with us afterwards. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our speaker for today, His Grace Vrindavan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Disciple of Navayagendra Swami. And he is going to share with us a little bit of the science. I can see he's got a Bhagavad Gita, he's got some other books here to share this science of Krishna consciousness with us. So Vrindavan Prabhu has spoken many times here at the Santa Feast program. So we're looking forward to hearing what he has to say. And after the talk, after the discussion, we will continue with more Kirtan. We'll have some Kirtan, chanting, singing. And we hope you could stay for the duration, because after that we'll have a feast, which is food that has been offered to the Lord. It's called prasadam. And we can also chit-chat a little bit. And for those of you who want even more, then afterwards, I think the weather is nice. We're planning on going chanting outside. We have some instruments, and I could see some excited faces at the front here. I really look forward to that. So at 6 o'clock, we'll probably go out for those of you who want to come and participate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gaura ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Today we're going to read from verse 9, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 20.
Haribo.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 29. So anybody who want to follow along, they can go on vedabase.io and go to Bhagavad Gita and you can find the virtual book. As you all know, most of the lectures I talk about the stories, so I'm gonna also relate to some stories to this verse today, with some from the life of some devotees. So before that, I'm gonna read some prayers, auspicious prayers to pray to Lord, so that we can relish the glories of the devotees of the Lord. Om Jnanatimitrimandasya Jnananjala Chakshuruntam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Ham Karoti Vachalam Angum Langayate Girim Yatkipataham Aham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Padakam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunachitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakavitam Sacha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschapadeshatarine. Again, Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, verse 29. Samo aham sarva bhuteshu Name dvisha atina priya ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
मयि ते तेषु चापि अहम्
मयि ते तेषु चापि अहम्.
Translation for this verse by Srila Prabhupada. Jaya. I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is nature. Any man in a special interest in his own children, any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form is his son, and so he provides everyone with generous supply of necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on a rock or land or water. But for his devotees, he gives special attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendental, situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists, situated in him. The Lord says here distinctly, Maite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This also explains the words Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaste bhajamti aham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because the Lord and the devotees are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entities eternally glitter. And when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If the reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Lord and the living entity. But in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that Lord is like desired tree, and whatever one wants from the desired tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to devotees. This is manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which Lord and the devotees function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and the knowledge predominates. I'll read the translation for the verse again to say something on this verse. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whomever renders service unto me in the devotion is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. So Prabhupada is giving a beautiful example, and Krishna is saying that everyone is equal in front of his eyes. But he has a special inclination toward his devotees. It's a contradictory statement. But Prabhupada is giving us a beautiful example. Two examples is given in this purports of Srila Prabhupada. He says, rain. Rain is coming everywhere. So Lord is impartial to everyone. Rain comes everywhere. And the second example was given by Prabhupada here is, if a man is charitable, he can do charity all over the place, generously to everyone, but he always have a special inclination toward his son. So similar way, Prabhupada is trying to explain us, and Krishna is giving us instructions that he is a special inclination toward his devotee. Going to the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, it's beautifully described the story of King Indrajan Maharaj. The king left his kingdom, all of his possessions, and left to a jungle for austerities and the chanting the holy name of the Lord, completely absorbed in the holy name. But when he was doing austerity and tapasya and chanting the holy name of the Lord and completely absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord, Durvasa Muni was going from that place outside his kutia, a small hut. And Durvasa Muni was a enlightened soul, but he has a quality or characteristics that he got angry very fast. He gets anger very fast. And he has 10,000 disciples. He always walks place to place with all of his disciples. So when he was going from that small kutia of king, he saw that king was sitting there meditating. But Durvasa Muni felt that king is ignoring him and didn't pay him respects. So Durvasa Muni gave him a curse that you are sitting like an elephant. You're not giving me any respects. So you become an elephant. So the king, Indrajan, actually becomes elephant. In the Bhagavatam, and that elephant becomes a Gajendra. The renowned story of Gajendra. So being in an elephant as an animal, the state of his consciousness, he was not able to remember his austerities and the inclination and the service of the Lord. So he was a king of that jungle. The elephant, Gajendra, was a king of that jungle. So he was enjoying with his many wives and the children over there in that jungle. And all the other animals was living very peacefully there because of the rule of Gajendra. He was a pious soul. So he was ruling there very nicely, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. But he was not able to understand the goal of life. But he has all the pious activities which he has done in the past life. So one day he went to the bank of the river to drink water. After sufficiently drinking the water, he started enjoying the place with the nice weather with his wives and the children there. and starts splashing the water from his trunk all over the place to his wife. So he was completely enjoying the material life there without having the consciousness and the understanding of purpose of life. And one crocodile was there in that place. And he came out and he attacked Gajendra and hold grasp of the leg of Gajendra. And Gajendra was a powerful elephant. He was trying to fight with the crocodile, but somehow the grasp of the crocodile was so strong, he was not able to help himself. And all the other elephants, wives and the children over there, they was not able to help Gajendra at that point of time. The fight happened for a long time actually, as mentioned in Bhagavatam. And crocodile was trying to drag Gajendra in the water. When he saw that my death is very close, his past memory, his past karma of past life of tapasya came back in his mind. And he thanked the glories of the Lord with a pure heart. He called for the Lord. He called for the Lord once at that time with a pure heart, with a pure conviction. Because of his past samskara and the memory, it all came over. And Lord Krishna heard that one of his devotees calling. Once he heard that his devotee is calling, he was actually having a prasad. He left everything and started running to save Gajendra. So when he was running to save Gajendra, so Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, actually came and said, "Let me help you. I will take you there." And he was coming to save Gajendra, but when he was sitting on Garuda, the speed of the Garuda seems like not fast enough this time. So when Lord Krishna came there, the first thing he did is cut the alligator's neck or mouth with the Sudarshan Chakra. So from this story, I haven't completed, but here I want to stop and give you a message that by calling once the Lord's holy name, the Lord came to save Gajendra. And he has all his past memory of his samskara, the austerities and the devotional service he have done in his past life. The similar way, any form of devotional service we do in our life, it stays with us forever. It will not go. All the material things we can gain, it can go once we pass away from this life. Any devotional service, any small action we have done for the devotees and the Krishna, it will stick with us. So Krishna was very favorable to Gajendra in this point. So the moment Sudarshan Chakra killed the alligator or the crocodile there, the Krishna sent that soul to Vaikuntha. Some of the great acharyas make a commentary here in this situation that Krishna came to save Gajendra. However, the first he was able to send that crocodile to Vaikuntha, not Gajendra. Gajendra didn't went to Vaikuntha first, but the alligator. So the great acharyas make a commentary here. Whoever take a shelter of the lotus feet of devotees, the feet of a devotee, serve devotees somehow in some way, Krishna is very merciful on them. Whether in an envious state, that crocodile attacked Gajendra, but he get the moksha first. Beautiful example from the story we can learn that Gajendra in an animal state, as an elephant, with not having a complete consciousness, he forgot the purpose of life. He was completely engrossed in the family life. He forgot the purpose of life. He had no consciousness that my duty is to serve Krishna. But somehow, Krishna was so merciful on his devotees that Krishna came by himself to save him. So the curse that Durvasa Muni gave to that king become a boon. Because here great acharyas make a commentary here that if you want to see Lord or go to Vaikuntha, you have to first leave this body, leave this material plane. However, in Gajendra's case, Lord Krishna came by himself to give his darshan to Gajendra. So how blessed he was that that curse was become a boon for Gajendra. And Lord Krishna took Gajendra on his shoulders and take him to Vaikuntha by himself in the living form of his body. So how Krishna is merciful on his devotees. So coming back to this verse, connecting the dots to see that how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. So it is our prime duty, it's our prime obligation towards the Lord to serve him. Because everything belongs to Krishna. We come here on this material world and have some possessions with our hard work. And we think this is me and mine. But there is nothing mine. We come as an empty hand. And we will go empty hand. Acharya says this body we have got, this is a rental body. And we have got it for a certain period of time. But there is a purpose of life. We are just renting this for a small amount of time and we just have some possessions and we say this is me and mine for some time, but it will gonna go away. This is the illusion we have. In the material world, we are in illusion by stating this is me and mine. But when you come, we didn't bring something with you. How it is me and mine. There is nothing mine here. Because everything is belong to Krishna. So it is our duty to use all the possessions, all the things in the service of the Lord. To relate the another story of Ambarish Maharaj. I can speak, right? So Ambarish Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord. And he was always meditating within the Lord's holy name. He always meditated on his form inside. One day, he was completely absorbed in the holy name of the Lord. And again, Durvasa Muni was passing by. And he felt disrespected. So when he felt disrespected, he removed one hair from his head and threw it on the ground to ask for the witch to come and ordered the witch to burn to ashes Ambrish Maharaj. The moment, so when this scene was going on, Ambrish Maharaj come to consciousness and stand up, not trying to protect him. He stand in a folded hand form, with the respect. When the witch come closer to Ambrish Maharaj, the Sudarshan Chakra came and killed the witch. This is how Lord protects his devotees, when somebody is completely surrendered and absorbed. And Sudarshan Chakra went behind Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni was very powerful, but he found no means to stop Sudarshan Chakra. And he went to any loka. So first he went to Lord Shiva. That please help me. This Sudarshan Chakra is behind me. Tell me what I can do. Do something for me. Lord Shiva said, I cannot do anything. I have no means to stop Sudarshan Chakra. Then Durvasa Muni went to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma said the same thing. It's not in my power. This is a Sudarshan Chakra of Lord Vishnu. So we cannot stop. The only way is if you can go to Lord Vishnu. He might be able to help you because it is his Sudarshan Chakra. So Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha, Lord Krishna, and begged and make a prayers. Said, I am your surrendered soul. I am a Brahmin. Whoever surrenders unto you, you will save him. So save me from this Sudarshan Chakra. So the Lord Krishna said, I am in control of my devotees. I cannot help you in any possible way. You have made an offense to my devotee. So only you go to my devotee who you made an offense, and he can only save you from the Sudarshan Chakra. Just meditate on these words when Krishna is saying, I am controlled by my devotees. This is a reciprocation of love by Krishna. When we serve the Lord with a complete devotion and humbleness, Lord reciprocates with us. To deviate from the story, to explain how Krishna is controlled by the devotees. The beautiful example is Yashoda Maya and Nandala. The parents of Krishna. You can imagine that Lord is a supreme being, the supreme personality of Godhead. He has no origin and no end. But just to fulfill the desire of his devotees, he came on this earth and gave an opportunity to his devotees to serve. That was the only devotion of Yashoda Maya Nandlal from his previous life, that he came there so that they can serve Lord Krishna. And in that same phase, in that Leela, the Modar Leela, if you recall, that nobody can bind Krishna, but only by the love of Yashoda Maya, that Krishna agreed to bind by Yashoda Maya. It was the love and the devotion of the devotees with a complete surrender that Krishna comes in the control of his devotees. Going back to our Durvasa Muni and King Ambrish Maharaj's story. To save his life, Durvasa Muni went to Maharaj Amrish. So when he went to Maharaj Amrish, so he feel embarrassed that Durvasa Muni, a very enlightened soul, was begging pardon from him. And he requested to Sudarshan Chakra that you have given enough trouble to Durvasa Muni. So please forgive him. And Sudarshan Chakra went back. So this is the love and devotion in any circumstance. Krishna is here to protect us. Same example given by Prabhupada. Rain is happening everywhere with no difference to everyone. But Krishna will come to protect you in any circumstances when you are in trouble, if you have complete surrender onto his lotus feet. Going a little bit deeper on King Ambrish's life. So King Ambrish was a great devotee of the Lord. He has his temple in his palace, and he goes every day, clean the temple nicely and worship the Lord every day. And he has 100 wives. He was completely surrendered at the lotus feet. In another place, there was a king's daughter who was very impressed with Ambrish Maharaj, and she wanted to marry Ambrish Maharaj. So she asked his father that you please send an invitation to King Ambrish that she want to marry him. Brahman went with the invitation to King Ambrish Maharaj. And when Brahman narrated the queen's desire, princess' desire to marry King Ambrish said, I am the devotee of the Lord. I already have 100 wives. I don't want to marry her. So King Ambrish said no, and Brahman took the message to the king and delivered the message to princess. Princess was very adamant with her desire. So she said to Brahman, take my message again. And she said, please tell Ambrish Maharaj, I am very impressed with your devotional service. I am also a devotee of the Lord. I am very impressed. And I will take a vow that I will not see any other man in my life except you. I already considered you as my husband. So go and say this message to King Ambrish. Brahman came to King Ambrish Maharaj and delivered the message. As a devotee, King Ambrish Maharaj respected her desire, and she agreed to get her married and give her sword and the ring for his commitment to Brahman. And the princess came to King Ambrish Maharaj's palace, and King Ambrish Maharaj actually built another palace, ordered his soldiers to build another palace for his queen. So that lady was very devoted to the Lord. So what she did is she goes to the temple secretly where Ambrish Maharaj served the Lord and cleans the temple every day before even King Ambrish came there. So he cleans the temple very nicely. And when King Ambrish came there, he was very surprised. Who stole my service to the Lord? he was very agitated that somebody came and stole my service and cleaned the temple nicely, very nicely. So one day happened, 2 days happened, 3 days, same thing. He was not able to figure out who is coming and doing all the service. 4th day, he came before and hid behind the wall to see who is doing all the service to the Lord. And that his queen actually usually comes to clean the temple so nicely in a very perfect manner. On one side, King Amrish was very happy that one of his queen is so devoted to the Lord. And the other side, he was very mad and sad that somebody is stealing my service for the Lord. So he came out there and caught his queen and said, if you want to do the devotional service to the Lord, you have your own palace. Go and establish the deities there and do the service every day, but don't become an interruption in my service. That was a level of humbleness and devotion for the King Amrish. So Queen established the deities next day at her palace and start serving so nicely. And she has a musical instrument star and she holds it and sings so nicely. His glories was spread all over the kingdom. And when king heard the glories of the queen, that how she sings and have a devotional attitude and service towards the Lord, he thought to visit once to her palace to see her devotion. So she went there to see her queen in a complete state of devotional service. So when he went there, he was very impressed over there to see that one of this queen is completely absorbed in the devotional service. And all the other queens was feeling inferior that this new queen is better than all of us. That's why King Amrish Maharaj has went there to see her. And they all started doing the service of the Lord and established the deities in her palaces. That is the power of devotee. Wherever he goes, his glory is spread all over and it is contagious. Everyone want to serve the Lord in such a mood. When all his queens start having devotional service, King Amrish Maharaj went to all her palaces, all the palaces of the queens. And when this happens, all the kingdom was able to start worshipping the Lord in her places. This is how the glory of the Lord spread all over the place. Unless we have the complete surrender and devotion towards the Lord reciprocates with us and takes special care of us. This is completely written here in this verse. Krishna is giving us full confidence. You come out to me and I will take a special care of you. Why we are not able to surrender completely? Why we are not able to chant the holy name of the Lord as a priority of our life? The only thing missing is the faith. The only thing missing is that we think that we can enjoy this material world and live happily. But once we have complete conviction, unless we serve the Lord, we have the attitude to serve the Lord, we cannot live happily. Only and only prime duty in the human form of life is to serve the Lord. Once this conviction comes in, once the complete faith comes in our life, then we have complete surrender. And Krishna will take care of everything. And we can see in our life, sometimes, when we feel helpless, when we think that we are not in control, then we go to Krishna. And Krishna helps us. And that will bring us more conviction and faith in the lotus feet of the Lord. So it's humble request, by passing on the message of great Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and my Gurudev. Please chant holy name of the Lord every day. In whatever way you can chant, in whatever numbers you can chant, that doesn't matter. But Krishna will take care of you. That Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I will stop and have some questions and reflections from all of you. If you have any, if I can say some words. Any reflections? Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, and thank you so much for your wonderful lecture. So I have one conflict, one thoughts. So in last week we have some Bhagavad Gita class after the Kirtan, and there was one definition was given by the speaker. What is the definition of Sthir Muni? So into that they said who is away from the pride and the angerness, and who is stable, that calls a Sthir Muni. So after this seeing the so many Mahabharata and learning about the Vedas and scriptures, I heard that there are so many munis in our scriptures and Vedic culture. Those are have too much angerness in their nature. So this confliction is coming in my mind that what we can say regarding this. The many munis, we heard that even the Durvasa Muni, he has too much anger. If you just come in a wrong way, you're gonna get the big curse and everything. So if they are Muni, so we can say them the Sthir Muni, or so this is the conflicts between my mind and what we heard from the Bhagavad Gita definition and this. So if you have some thought regarding this, just be like me.
In the paths of self-realization, there are different paths. And if you look at the story of Amrish Maharaj, actually Krishna is merciful on his devotees. They haven't chose a path of devotional service. But in the journey, Krishna is so merciful on them that they can take away their ego and their anger. Another example which I want to give from Krishna Leela is Uddhav. So Uddhav has his guru as Vanaspati. So he was very intelligent. He has a complete knowledge of self-realization. He knows the Tattva Gyan. He was on the path of knowledge. But he didn't understood the path of devotion. So Krishna have done the play with him actually. It's the 11th canto in Uddhav Gita. So what he did? Krishna with his play sent Uddhav to gopis. Take him his message. No matter what path we choose, the ultimate goal is Krishna. And in those paths there are certain imperfections. But in the path, Krishna will take those imperfections along the way. So when he went to gopis and he was trying to give him the knowledge of self-realization, he says, why are you crying for Krishna? Uddhav is trying to give an illustration. Why are you crying for Krishna? This material body is imperfect. You are the spirit soul. But they were so absorbed in Krishna that he was not able to understand the mood of gopis. And they rejected all his, gopis rejected all his philosophy, everything. And said, and he was able to help them, gopis was able to help them understand why gopis was so absorbed in Krishna, and help them understand what is devotional service, what is bhakti, because they are completely absorbed. So the path of knowledge brings us ego. When you have a lot of knowledge, you think, I know. When you think, I know, it brings ego. But when you think, I don't know, something is beyond me and I'm surrendered, it doesn't bring us ego, it makes us more humble. That was Amrish Maharaj in the story. So again, there is a path of bhakti. There are a lot of yogis, if you see, they have acquired some siddhis with their process of yoga. But that siddhis actually deviate them from the path of perfection because it brings them the ego. But the path of bhakti, there is no mystics. If you go anywhere, you will not find any mystics. Any guru will not show you any mystics. They will only tell you, chant the holy name of the Lord. Even if they have it, they will not tell you or show you, because that will deviate you from the path. There is no mystics here. Only mystic is holy name, which can take, we can do all the magics in the life. I hope I will explain you in a little bit.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No question?
Any other reflections or any questions? Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Maharaja Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Pavijika Chara Shukam Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Kocha Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Shara Shukha Dastakura ki Jai School Founder Shara Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Ram Sakarpa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dala ki Jai ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki Tulasi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Harinama Sankirtana ki Jaya ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Gaura Premananda Gaura Samjyotis Gaura Samjyotis Gaura Samjyotis Gaura Shikhuran Shukran Gaura Shikhuran.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. But for real, we're gonna go out on Harinam afterwards, so there's more air out there, it's a little bit cooler, so the party will continue. So the DT's curtains are gonna close momentarily. If you'd like to come up and close and personal, take some darshan, take a picture, feel free to do so. And then prasadam will be served very shortly. Hare Krishna. Oh, and one more thing. Maybe a couple of more things. But one thing I wanted to mention, on the wall you can see Roy Prabhu had made some really nice posters. So it's very simple, I tried it myself. You just take your phone and you take a picture of the barcode that's there, and it leads you to the our PayPal page, and you can make a donation to help rebuild our temple. I think last time we had a fundraiser, we made it somewhere around $267,000 in terms of pledges. And so the number is slowly starting to rise, and so any bit helps. So if you want to come by and just take advantage of that, that's easier than even the square machines to go through that. And then we have another square, which is, another barcode at the bottom, which is just for general. If you don't want to do temple rebuild donations, but you'd like to maybe help with the flower arrangements, or for the sponsoring of the Sunday feast, or other services, feel free to do that there. And I have another here announcement. Maybe I'll ask you.
Hare Krishna. So there's a Bhagavad Gita class that's going on at the university. It's twice a month. It's 2 Saturdays in a month. It is Her Grace Lakshmi Mani Mataji is giving the class, and the next class is coming Saturday. So if you want, you can register. You can bring a friend, and if you scan the QR code at the bottom, you will be able to register for the class. And it is in the university, it is in person, and it is at 4:30 to 5:30 next Saturday.
Is it free?
And it's free. Hare Krishna. And lastly, on the poster over there on the wall, we have the Vaishnava Sangha Festival that's coming up. And so that's a 4-day retreat. You can come and join us in Kirtan, chanting. It's out in the woods, that's the forest, there's cabins, we have speakers coming, Kirtaniers coming from all over the place. So if you haven't registered or you want to find out more information, feel free to check out the poster over there. We can do it on the back channel. Thank you.